So we're here, the back of the trailer. Let's check the brake pads from the trailer. Yes, you do have to get under. Okay. Here we have trailer pads. They need to be changed. I'll report that. The front ones are good, but the back ones, they're under. They're a quarter inch, but they're still good. But they need to be better changed. I turned on the vehicle to get some air running, getting the air building. All of this runs by air. I don't know if you guys knew that, but all of the brake system, the suspension, it all works through air. So we need to. The truck has a compressor, and it accumulates air when it's on. You check obviously tire pressures. Then you release the brake, and I'll be back to when we release the brake to see the spacing. But for now, all the brake pads are touching the floor, which means touching the drums, which means when I hit the brakes, it's gonna stop the vehicle. Okay, the brakes have been released, and you see it's elevated now. A little bit more than, remember I told you it's a quarter inch? It's elevated more than a quarter inch. That means that it's released. The air is pushing against the springs so that there's no tension. They've been released, the brakes and they're on. So it's good. Air is running into this tank. It's filling up airbags so that it can be a smooth ride, or as smooth as possible. So we're good here. And of course, all the other inspections, you do them as well. You check the tire pressure, all of that good stuff daily. But I gotta get going. I can't be on the phone all day. Let's go. What should we talk about today while I'm doing my paperwork? We should talk about mistakes of the youth. Unfortunately, I am a mistake maker. I am the best mistakes made in the department of parent and children relationships. I'm heading to Grantsville, Utah to deliver. That's where Morton Salt comes from, and obviously Salt Lake, that's where the salt comes from. Today's today. Today is the 30th. So we will talk about the issues that happen. Is it really racism, or is it the energy you're projecting? Maybe it's a mistake what you're projecting. Maybe you should reconsider what you're doing. Or are you doing something to be considered or looked down upon? We could talk about this. We could talk, and see if some of you made this mistake, or if y'all didn't. There's some people that honestly, I don't know how they did it. They're just perfect people. They're lovely. They're wonderful. From childhood, they've been respectful. Since their childhood, they've been, accepting of criticism. And then there's some of us who just don't want to listen to anything, don't want to obey anything. And all the Garcias have taken the long route, the mistake route. Even when I have been able to, tell the little ones, hey, you're younger than me. I've been through what you've been through. This is the right path. Well, they choose to go off the other path. So this is the topic of this episode. I have arrived to Grantsville. I'm already in bed. I'm gonna knock out for 2 hours before I go to Walmart and deliver here in Grantsville. Walmart has these super warehouses in the middle of nowhere. I don't know if it's for anti-theft or something, but their main distribution warehouses, the huge ones, are in the middle of nowhere. Like there's another one in Apple Valley. I delivered to that one before. So I'm gonna take a nap. You are in Grantsville, Utah now. We'll start a conversation as soon as I get enough rest. Here I am, Ogden. Sorry, I fell asleep in what's it called, Grantsville. Walmart, the Supercenter. When I woke up, my door was already ready. They took 3 hours. I fell asleep for 3 hours. And I'm here in Arden. I used to work for Arden in Colton, right there by the 215 and 10. It used to be Conagra. They had some issues. My work permit expired, and when I tried to apply again, they didn't want me. But it was attitude. The reason why they didn't take me was attitude. See, there it is. The entrance to Arden Mills. And this is what I want to talk about today. Let me get on the chair of the wisdom. All right, here we are. Let me set you somewhere where it could look like we're in a decent stand, even though we're not. You're on top of the radio. Okay. So, like I mentioned before, I thought I took every mistreatment, every negative feedback or negative treatment I received as racist, racial. So I was one of those, this is racist, that is racist. But when you realize, in general, people suck. There's bad people. There's this guy, Ed. He was on the Joe Rogan show. Ed Manifesto, Instagram, whatever. He said that he was in Kentucky and he was partying with the Kentuckians over there. And somebody said, "You're one of the good Mexicans." And he took it the right way. He's like, "Yeah, I am," because he has seen bad Mexicans. He has seen the narcos. He's been fighting the narcos. I think he did 10 years in the anti-trafficking division in Mexico. So he didn't get offended to it. But say that to a regular civilian who just works for a living. Hey, you're one of the good Mexicans. Probably takes it offensive. It's all how you take it. I was in over here in Ogden, I think. I said hello to this guy. Clearly, he was from one of the north states. I was like, "Good morning, sir," and he didn't answer. And there we were, fueling our trucks, 5-6 minutes. Then I walked into the store, came back, and something amazing happened. He greets me. "Oh, hey, sir." And then he starts talking to me. We start talking about where we're from, whatever what we haul. To the point that, it was getting late. I have to run. I'm always in a hurry. I don't like, wasting time. So I think it plays out as our belief. I'm a hardcore Christian. The law is that we have to be nice. You know what I mean? The law doesn't say make sure your neighbor is nice to you, or make sure that your neighbor respects you. Make sure your neighbor doesn't do any harm to you. No, the law is you don't do harm to your neighbor. You don't do evil. You do not overcome evil with evil, but overcome it with good. So, by me saying good morning and not disrespecting him for staying quiet, I think I won him over. And he probably can say, "Oh, he's one of the good Mexicans." I don't know. I look light skinned in this video, but I'm very dark. Yeah, so he's one of the good Mexicans. So it's all about how the attitude. I used to dress like a rebel. I used to dress like a bad person to society, and maybe that was what I was reaping. I used to wear a shirt to high school, Brown Pride. There's a white student as well, she said, "What if I wore a white pride shirt tomorrow? Wouldn't that be racist?" And I said, "You could do whatever you want." But in reality, I should have stopped and listened. That's true. If me wearing a brown pride shirt means superiority, you know what I mean? Like if by me wearing it was causing something to belittle others, then it is not right. And that's exactly what I was wearing it for, because I was confused. I was already in church, and I was doing
we're hanging out with the wrong people. And now that, you know, I'm older and I see where those wrong people have ended up, I'm like, man, what a waste of time. So yeah, I was projecting a bad image and I was receiving what I was projecting. So it wasn't racism. That's why Larry Elder is like, hey, you know, racism is pretty much over. Obama admitted it when, you know, hey, do you think that will stop people from voting for you because you're black? And like, he said, no. I think, what's this guy, this Mormon, I'm in his hometown. Well, the Mormon that ran against him, he's like, you know, he has a tougher time because he's Mormon, and people will not vote for Mormon as easily as, you know, for black people. So, you know, you just gotta do a lot of forgiving. And man, when I started forgiving, when I started to look the other way, turn the other cheek, my material prosperity started coming. Like, before that, it didn't come. I had the worst relationship with my father because my father's attitude is where he came from. That is his attitude, how he was raised. That's something. He speaks like it. He doesn't know he's offending people. You know. So I'm loaded. I'll be right back. So I'm scaling my weight. You know, we're only allowed to be about a total of 80,000 pounds. No more than that. So you gotta make sure that you're not over 80 or you're gonna get pulled over on these scales. Right now, I am at 76,500. That is enough to make you empty can being squished by a foot. So this is how serious things are. So yes, we're talking about attitude, and one of the things is, you know, honor thy father and thy mother, and you have a promise. God saw that this is so good that you're gonna be blessed greatly by him. I am at 33,840, which is just about the front with the steering wheel can only be no more than 1,200. Okay. The back, you know what? Let me check it correctly, because the back can only be the trailer and in the we call them the drives, because that's where the power comes from. They can only be 3,400, no more than that. And I'm right now at 33,950 in the trailer. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna slide a couple of holes over. Oh yeah, we can slide tandems. That means you can move the weight. And that's what I'm gonna do, move the weight over, move 600 pounds over, so that it's not that dramatic, you know. But yeah, what was I saying? Parents. When we're born, we don't have the capability of feeding ourselves, cleaning ourselves. We don't have the possibility of sheltering ourselves. So it makes sense to honor and respect our parents. As we're growing, we're understanding that our parents have a different way of seeing things. Our parents have a different way of you know, you have a dream, you have an obstacle goal. Like, for example, if I went and told my dad right now, you know, that I was going to do YouTube for a living, I'm not doing YouTube for a living, obviously. I'm just documenting my life. If if I wouldn't have told him that I was going to do it, he wouldn't understand that. He wouldn't agree with that. Hey, get yourself a good job with benefits. Get yourself a good job. Even right now, he's like, you know, make sure that you have more time with your family. You know, get a job that you can make less money but more time with your family. Enjoy your kid, your son. You know, he wouldn't understand that. That's how he was raised. We cannot blame him for that. That's how he was raised. So my dad, in his way of speaking, was you know, weird. But I was even more dumb because I will, you know, fight him because of that, and that is not good. If I knew that my dad was, you know, he was the way he was because of the way he was raised, then I shouldn't be, you know, fighting him. I'm not gonna win. It's like, if I uphill, you're not gonna win. So always respect, no matter, even if they don't understand what you're trying to do, what you're trying to accomplish. Always respect your parents. You know, I have a situation here where my friend passed away. I'm trying to help his boys become men, and you know, they disrespect their mother a lot. You know, their mother asks, "Hey son, how you been?" And they stay quiet, they don't answer. "Hey son, how was it work?" They stay quiet like she doesn't exist. And you know, we went out for dinner the other day, and you know, they ate good, they drank good, and when it came time to pay, they did not pull out their cards to pay. They let mama take care of the bill. And I know you know who you are, player. Please, you know, don't take this the wrong way, but that was wrong. Don't do it anymore. Y'all need to be taking care of your mama. Your mama shouldn't be taking care of you. I remember us as young, also in the Garcia family, you know, one of my brothers who was rebelling, he's like, "Mom," he was hungry and he had no money to buy food, and he ran away from home. "Mom, it's your responsibility to feed me." Like, player, you're 18 now. You ran away at 18. You're a man now. You have to feed yourself. It was a privilege to have parents. It's a privilege to be protected, to be sheltered and fed. So yeah, so remember I told you I was going to move the tandems a little bit. So here we are. These are the trailer. This is the pin. I am currently all the way to the front as max as it gives me. I am at hole 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to be at 4, 5. The reason for this is I want to move, every hole is 300 pounds. By sliding the wheels back, I can move weight. Did I? Oh no, I have to go back in. I made a mistake. I had to pull the, I was letting the air build and I didn't release the brake. So, when you slide the tandems, you're moving weight, you're shifting the weight. I watched it with YouTube, I thought it was amazing that you can move, you can slide the rear wheels. And I'm not overweight, so remember I told you I'm not overweight, but 950, that's too close. You know, 33,950, that's too close to 94%. So I'm gonna slide the tandems. Right? Beautiful Ogden. I really need to mount a camera so you guys can come with me on the road as well, see the road. All right, we moved a little bit. Let's see where we're at right now. Remember we said we're gonna be at the 5th hole. Let's see where we're at right now. There's the mill. Beautiful country. We're really, you guys really need to come out if you're not. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I release it and pull, it's not gonna come in, so it will still slide and then they'll fall on the 5 and we'll be ready to go. I don't have to come back out, nothing, and we'll be good. So I moved 2 holes. Every hole is 300 pounds. That means I moved 600 pounds from the rear wheels to the front. And that's how you do it. All right, so
Gotta let it fall into place. There we go. And release the clutch. And pull. There we go. It won't want to move no more. That means that's where it's at. Alright, good. Double check. You could never not check enough. There we go. We're good. Alright, guys. I gotta go. We'll continue this topic later. I made it to California. Probably, I want to say like 50 miles in. And I'm sleepy. So I'm gonna take a nap, and then I'll continue my path down to the yard, and then I'll go home. You know, there's another load already for me to go to Salt Lake. I'm ready to take that load. Yeah, man, you know, just keep a positive attitude. I remember Arden Mills, I was aggressive a few times, and I think they saved it on my record or file or something, and they were just waiting for the opportunity for me to get like fired or made a mistake or something that be let go. And that's why I think it was my attitude that took away that opportunity from Arden Mills. In response to you know, well, our parents, you know, it's temporary. Our stay with them, even in their lives, you gotta understand. Like, my mom turned 52, my dad's 60. You know, and they're both in bad shape. So, you know, it's they're not gonna last forever. And then even if they do, like, when you turn 18, you can move out. You get 20, you can move out, you know. So just patience and compassion to our parents, forgiveness to all the ones that do us wrong or harm, you know. Very important to be not to be impulsive, to speak in anger, to act in anger. All of those things are not convenient. So if you excuse me, I'm gonna take this nap because I am sleepy. I will continue, and then I'll check in at Banning, California. So yeah. Good night, y'all. Yep. The trip has ended. Huh? Look, Kitty's excited to see me. Here's my baby watching some Cleo. And that's my other one, cooking my breakfast. So we're here. I made it finally. So let's finish it up. It's so funny that I say let's finish it up. Like, this trip is done. Yeah, this one trip. But later today I'm leaving again. So this is what I mean with I get phone calls like, "Hey, Marcos, are you home yet?" Like, "No, I'm gone." "But you said you were gonna arrive." "Yeah, I arrived and I left. That's the job." Sitting here. So in conclusion, what we project, you know, I went to talk to my minister, and he's like, "Marcos, you need a haircut." And I was like, "No, I have nobody to impress when I go out on the road." And he's like, "Yeah, you have the Lord to impress." So, you know, at the end of the day, yeah, we need to look good. I know I need a lot of work to do. My bed does too. But yes, we are what we project. And if this guy Daryl from the Joe Rogan podcast took time out of his day to go convince racists to leave the Klan, and he did it by being nice. He did it by making them friends, inviting them over to barbecue, going to their Klan meetings and rallies. I think you know, the example is there. So we should all you know, project a more positive and friendly persona of ourselves.